Our man, Edward Hayden, is in the kitchen and he's making homemade ravioli. It's on the menu because why?
It is, would you believe it, World Pasta Day.
World Pasta.
It was World Menopause Day there just about 15 minutes ago.
We're just keeping up with all the world's events.
Okay, well,
That's
The
us.
world is a massive
I'm
place.
telling you.
It sure is.
We're so on the button on this show. We really are.
Absolutely, up to the minute. Basically, what I'm going to give you is a lovely homemade pasta masterclass. Now, we're going to make our own pasta dough today, which is, you were asking me, Tommy, is it difficult? It's not that it's difficult, it's just a bit fiddly and a bit time-consuming. So I'm going to go through it. I'm actually going to go in reverse order just for the purpose of the slot. So I have my lovely ravioli here, made with love. So these are smoked salmon and goat's cheese. So I'm just going to pop those into some boiling water.
Made those? Now,
I made those late last evening. You could make them just in advance of when you need them, or cook them straight away.
Put them in the fridge.
I've popped them into the fridge, yeah, and I'm just going to pop those into a lovely pot of boiling water. I'm going to let them simmer away for about
more. People will want them.
Everyone wants them. So I'm going to let those simmer for about 4 minutes. Now I'm going to make the dough. The dough is quite simple to make. There's a lot of bits and pieces attached to the kind of the rolling of it, but the dough itself is quite simple. I'm using a pasta flour, which is a kind of special type of flour. I have 9 ounces of that here. Often it's called the double O flour as well, so it kind of works well in terms. Great for pizza bases.
And obviously you have to go and find this in the supermarket. This is a special type of flour.
Yeah, it's readily available in the supermarket or kind of good gourmet stores or something like that as well.
What's it called?
It's just double O flour or pasta flour. Yeah. So into that, I'm just going to put a bit of salt. Then I've got a good bit of liquid, believe it or not. I've got 2 eggs and I've got 3 egg yolks. So obviously pasta, as we all know, is an egg pasta dough. So I'm going to pop that in, and then I'm just going to pop in a little bit of oil as well. So a little bit of either olive oil or rapeseed oil in there, about a spoonful of that. And then we're going to bring that dough together. Again, you can use the paddle attachment like that I'm using, or people at home might have a dough hook attachment for their KitchenAid, and they can do that as well. And the dough will come together very quickly. Again, if you wanted to flavour that, maybe think of putting in like some pureed spinach in there, put in a little bit of tomato puree in there to make kind of a red coloured pasta as well. So you see the way that dough is coming together. It comes together very quickly. Again, give it a couple of minutes to knead in the machine is what I would always say to people. So I'm going to just turn this off, but again, I'm going to advise people just to keep it going for like 4 or 5 minutes, just to keep it coming together.
Then you have that.
I have that here, and what I've done is I just want people to look at the consistency of it. This is a really, really nice dough, if I do say so myself. It's a really nice soft dough, okay? So it's nice and soft, nice and eggy, okay? And I've just kneaded that then out on the work surface and popped it into cling film.
So that is needed. You don't have to knead it too much.
That's needed, and I'm ready to go. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off little pieces of. I've just cut off like a kind of a little, almost like a small pita bread shape, a little oval shape here, and I have got a tabletop pasta roller. Now I just want to tell our viewers at home that normally you would kind of use this sort of an attachment to kind of attach it to your worktop, but our worktop here prohibits that. So again, just to be mindful that mine will be moving, but normally it will stay in position.
Whiz it through that, do you?
Whiz it through, just for people to bear in mind. I just do it once or twice just to give you a quick look at it, but you can just see there's a couple of different settings. So you start.
Edward, can I ask you?
Yeah.
Can you go out and buy this shop-bought?
You can buy shop-bought ravioli, or you could maybe kind of get some of the kind of the softer squares. I mean, this is not something you'd be doing every Monday night.
I was just thinking there's quite a bit of work.
It's dinner party thing. But again, people that are kind of really into kind of cooking and all of that would like to be experimenting. I'll just give this one more roll, just to tell you that there is a kind of a setting adjustment here into the little rolls. I just give it up.
So what do you get it down to?
You get it. I'm going to show you now. You just have a look at it through the rolls there, and give it about 4 or 5, and it kind of, obviously it narrows every time you give it a little twist.
But what's now, the level? How thin do you need it?
Here you go.
Oh,
so again, just to bear in mind, I'd keep going with that one, so I will keep going with that one just during the break.
And how do you know?
You just get it nice and thin. Okay, so about 4 or 5 revolutions through the thing, 4 or 5 mixes, and then very quickly here what I've got is I've got some egg wash. So I've just got beaten egg. I didn't put any milk in it. I've just got the beaten egg, and I'm just going to brush that over the kind of the pasta dough. And then whatever filling you like, what I've got is some lovely goat's cheese, some really nice soft goat's cheese, and I've just mixed that with a little bit of smoked salmon.
And what else would you do?
Again, think of shredded chicken.
Ooh,
think of doing pureed mushrooms in there as well. Think of putting in maybe tiny little brunoise of roasted vegetables in there as well. Yeah, so really small dice.
Shredded chicken.
Shredded chicken in a little bit of sauce or something.
Okay,
Pop
so you
the
just stick
extra
it on top,
piece
right?
on top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just flesh that around. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And again, the egg wash will act as a glue or as an adhesive to stick all of that on.
You get 3 on each of those.
There
And
you
I
have
think
it.
you're 4 minutes, so those ones in there.
Yeah, perfect. They're ready to go. And then here what I've got is just a little scone cutter and just cut around just like that. And this will just give you the finished look. And then what I would do is just secure that a little bit with your hands. So it's kind of like almost like a little flying saucer.
And Edward,
Okay?
is it better to try and then put them in the fridge for a while?
Again, I just think that the pasta dough, after handling it, it just gets a little bit loose. Thanks, Tommy. It just gets a little bit loose. So the opportunity to put them in the fridge will mean they won't
Settle
break
it
down
all
as much.
down, yeah.
Here I've got some parsley, some melted butter, and I've just got a little bit of lemon zest. So that's going to be a lovely little lemon and herb butter. And then I'm literally just going to take up my gorgeous ravioli. And again, normally maybe 2 or 3 per portion. I'll just give you 2 for this morning.
Sure, don't be...
Give
Don't
Tommy
be shy.
3. Give Tommy 3.
Give Tommy
I know,
3.
He's a grown lad.
A grown lad. Yeah, there you have it. And then just give a little bit of your lovely lemon and parsley butter on the top of that. And that's just a little gorgeous. And then what I normally like to do, particularly with the lovely fresh egg pastas, the little bit of black pepper. Again, there's an opportunity if you want to put a little bit of extra cheese, but with the goat cheese, you might pass that down to your friend. And there's a lovely little bit of the ravioli. As I said, it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile making the effort for it. It takes a bit of making the egg dough, very posh napkins. But again, the settings also have a setting here where you could make it into a tagliatelle or something like that as well. So play around with it.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's tasty little option.
Hayden. Very tasty. Very tasty.
The vote of the Hughes jury is not yet in.
Thank you, Edward. That's really
You're
good.
very welcome. Enjoy.
Now, are you ready to feel inspired about your interiors?
Well, I can't read I can't read, so you keep reading next. There we go.
DIY Queen Laura de Barra tells us about her new book, Packed with Household Hacks.
See you in a few minutes.